Alright, today I'm going to be reacting to Back to Black by Amy Winehouse. Now, it's been a little while since I've done a reaction. I've been kind of lacking the motivation, but I feel like I need to get one out before the end of the year, and then I should be back in the groove, in the swing of things in 2024 with some kind of consistent album reactions. So yeah, we're listening to Back to Black. Never heard anything from Amy Winehouse before. I do know a little bit about Amy Winehouse coming into this. I know she passed away in 2011, I believe, from, I think, alcohol? Yeah, that's pretty much all I know going into this. It looks like this album might deal with some of those themes, with the first track being Rehab. I mean, the last track is called Addicted, so I guess we'll see. Make sure to go join the Patreon if you want to see this reaction uncut. Link in the description. It's where you can join that down below. And we're gonna hop into it. Guys, look at this. My freaking headphones, dude. First track, Rehab. Let's do it.
They tried to make me go to rehab. I said no, no, no.
Oh. I feel like I've heard this.
But when I come back, no, no, no. Rather be at home with Ray. I ain't got 17
Kind of got like a doo-wop feel, old school soul, kind of jazzy feel. I like how the drums are produced on this too. Kind of sit far back there. And yeah, I don't know, I like it. Or maybe I've heard something that interpolates this. That could be it.
I don't ever wanna drink. Tears have dried. They try to make me go to rehab. I say no, 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 no.
Yeah, interesting start to this album. Like I said, a very upbeat and positive sound to the music, but lyrically, not really the case. I feel like it's an interesting mix because everything is really. It's not as cleanly produced as you would expect, which I actually kind of like. There's a lot of punch to things. There's kind of an abrasive nature and subtle distortion to a lot of the stuff in the mix here. Even her vocals, they're not as clean as you kind of expect with this sound. This is going to sound disrespectful to Amy Winehouse, but I'm just going to say it. This kind of reminds me of the recent stuff that Meghan Trainor does, you know, how she kind of throws it back to like that doo-wop sound. And she does it horribly, obviously. I think this is kind of similar to that sound, but I think it's done a lot more interestingly here, and obviously lyrically this is a million times better than anything Meghan Trainor has ever done, but it's just kind of a point of reference in my mind right now. So there was one lyric that stuck out to me. Yes, I've been black, but when I come back, you'll know. So black, that I feel like is obviously referring to the title of the album, Back to Black. Clicked on it, said it could be obviously a metaphor or a kind of symbolic of her depression. We'll see if that theme continues, because obviously it's part of the title, and maybe it'll be a concept record. We'll see. Interesting start. We'll keep going. Next track is You Know I'm No Good. Again, like how the drums are produced on this too.
What did you do with him today? And sniff me out like by the time I'm out the door.
Okay, immediately I'm liking this track a lot more.
You know that I'm no
It's kind of sultry, nice guitars, smooth production.
Run out to meet your chips and bitter. You say when we married, 'cause you're
kind of a trip-hop feel to this drum beat, too.
I told you I was trouble. You know that I'm no good.
Nice bass there.
You shrug, and it's the words to truly stuck the knife ever.
Okay, a little bit of a darker tone to that track, some sass to it. kind of warning this person of her maybe not so great traits in a relationship and how maybe the addiction and her drug related issues, alcohol related issues affect her relationships. I feel like the sound of that track I liked a lot more than the first track. You would expect this to be a bit more clean, but I'm liking the subtle kind of dirtiness to everything here. Even her voice has a little bit of, it's not as like clean as like classic soul singer. Like she has, stylistically it feels similar to like Aretha Franklin is the name I'm thinking of right now. That might not be exactly correct, but similar to that kind of sound, but there's a little bit more rasp and a little bit more just like grit to her voice, which I'm really enjoying.
Nobody's next in between me and mommy. It's me and Mr. Jones. Me and Mr. Jones. You made me miss the slick reggae. And thought I didn't love you when I did.
Love this
Can't
groove.
believe you played me out. Plus one of all them girls you can't.
I love the vocal mixing. It's so good.
You can't keep lying to yourself like this. Can't believe you played yourself. What kind of fuckery are we?
Snares are just like getting punched in the face. They're very,
You don't mean
very
this
punchy.
to me. I might let you make. What kind of fuckery are you? Die from Sammy, you're my best black Joe.
Wait, Nas and Amy Winehouse were dating? Wait, hold on, I'm confused. Amy references two things. Firstly, the coincidental fact. Oh, okay, they were friends. But again, I just love the grit to that track. Like I said, those snares just punching you in the face. Love the mixing. Love the vocal harmonies. Love her vocal melodies. It feels like she's just putting a kind of an edgy spin. Not edgy in like a cringy way at all, just like an actual edgy spin on a very classic kind of soulful sound, which is interesting so far. Hear that that road, those keys in that.
It's never safe for us.
Kind of reggae.
Not in the morning. Where you're and I've been thinking, can we be alone?
It's interesting because you see, I feel like you hear in a lot of songs where maybe the singer wants to be more than just friends with somebody, but this is kind of flipping that on its head. Maybe they are more than friends, but she just kind of wants to be just friends.
We need to find a time to just do this shit together.
Okay, this second verse kind of adding layers to this song. Maybe there's someone else involved here. I thought it was just them together at first, her just wanting to be friends instead of being romantically involved, but now it seems like there's another person involved here. Good storytelling, good progression to this track.
When will we get it? The time to be just friends. When will we get the time to be just friends, just friends?
I gotta go back. What did she just do with her vocals? Okay, that's a choice, for sure. Is that maybe her, where she kind of stuttered the maybe that's her acting drunk in a way? Could be, I don't know. Yeah, this one wasn't mind-blowing or anything, but cool song topic, and pretty heartbreaking. It seems like she wants to be with this person. She just knows that maybe they're not good for each other, maybe even as friends. Compared to like that first track, I feel like everything in terms of the production has been so much better. I didn't really want to just rip on that first track right away, but the production by Mark Ronson made me think of Megan Trainor. And while I said maybe I said don't take this as a bad comparison. I feel like now, as I'm seeing how the rest of these tracks are turning out, I feel like they're just at another level in terms of production compared to that first track. So next track, Back to Black title track, sounds familiar, at least the 1 second that I've heard. So we'll see if this is something that maybe I've heard before. Okay, maybe not. I thought that piano sounded familiar, but
He left no time to regret with his
it's
same
so
old
interesting.
safe
It's
bet.
so interesting hearing these kind of more explicit lyrics in a genre that is typically a lot more safe.
Head high
I mean, it's
and
not like she's
my
saying like the
tears
most outrageous
dry.
things or like the
Get on
most
without
vile
my
things ever, but it's just a
guide.
subtle tinge of edginess, I guess.
You went back to what you know. My odds are stacked. I go back to black. 100 times you
Oh, the strings.
go back to her, and I go back to us. I
Wow.
love you much, and I'm a tiny penny rolling up the walls inside. We only said goodbye with words. I died 100 times.
Wow. Very unexpected bridge. Ooh.
We only said goodbye with words. I died 100 times.
So if we're taking Back to Black as her maybe slipping back into this depressive state, it feels like it's also her kind of maybe turning to drugs and alcohol because of this failed relationship, kind of leaning on that as a crutch. Good way to tie in that theme that was kind of hinted towards in the first track and really expand upon it here. And I'm guessing this is going to feel like maybe the centerpiece of the album. I mean, it's the most lush, it's the most grand on the album, it's the title track.
For you, I was a flame. 5-story fire as you came. What I wish I never played. Love is a losing game. Played out by the band. Profound.
This track is very Marvin Gaye,
A
wow.
word
With the strings, just
now.
the melodies, the notes she's
I
hitting.
know you're a gambling man.
You know who I hear taking influence from this as well, at least vocally, is the new Suzanne Sunfor record that came out this year. Um, just kind of the tone of her voice is very similar to Amy Winehouse.
Love is a fate resigned. Memories
The bass
mar
part is
my
so good.
mind. Over a futile art and laughed at by the gods. Losing
This is one of those tracks where if I was in the right mood, I feel like this could make me cry, you know? I was kind of close here, but I don't know, just maybe I'm not in the right the perfect headspace to really let it hit me that hard, but it just feels like accepting this loss. Beautifully done musically, with the strings, with the guitar licks, the bass. Her voice was fantastic on that one. Very Marvin Gaye inspired to me, at least. And yeah, that was it makes sense. It's fitting in the track list as well, coming after Back to Black. See, maybe we'll get like a kind of a healing arc. Tears Dry on Their Own. That could be a reference to that, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe the rest of the album will be as dark as this is, but maybe this is just kind of alluding to
all I can ever be to you.
Time heals all wounds.
And this regret I got accustomed
oh,
to.
hey, what is the sample? This is, no. Hold on.
All I can ever be to you is the darkness that we know, and this regret I got accustomed.
That is, oh, that's either I got a genius. Help me out here. Oh yeah, okay. Ain't No Mountain High Enough. Yeah, that's what it is. Marvin Gaye. There you go. I like her flow here. What the heck? I like this delivery. Sorry, I'm going back.
Once it was the ride when we were at our height, waiting for you in the hotel at night.
Wow.
I knew I had him at my match.
There's something percussive and almost like rap about it. Like, yeah, this is cool.
I don't know why I got so attached. And in your way, in this blue shade, my tears dry on their own. I don't understand. Why do I stress the man of all withdrawal? Even if I stop wanting you, and perspective pushes true, I'll be some next man's other woman. So shade my tears dry on their own. So we are history. The shadow comes, the sky go both ways.
Great parade. Those drum fills, jeez.
No most of no day, 'cause as we kiss goodbye, the sun sets, and in your way, my blue shade, my tears dry on their own. Oh, he walks away, my tears dry.
Great little inspirational track here. Beautiful writing, like right here. He walks away, the sun goes down. As he leaves, that kind of brightness leaves her life, that joy leaves her life. He takes the day, but I am grown, and in your way, my deep shade. So she's in the darkness here. My tears dry on their own. So she knows that she can handle it. So yeah, a nice little motivational, inspirational track, like just reaffirming herself that she can get through it on her own. And musically, man, I don't know if that was a direct sample or an interpolation, but the instrumentation was great. The drum fills, the little bass runs, vocally, just, yeah, fantastic. Let's keep going. It just had me wanting to sing Ain't No Mountain High Enough, to be honest. I'm probably going to go listen to that after this video, but keep going. Wake Up Alone. I mean, the titles are just alluding to this really well thought out and kind of cohesive narrative that we have going through. Tears Dry on Their Own, that's kind of her healing, her reaffirming herself that she can get through it on her own. And then Wake Up Alone, maybe this is depression kicking in once again, realizing maybe that she really is alone. Maybe not. I mean, these lyrics. Okay, it seems like, I know I'm reading ahead, but it seems like she's still kind of healing here.
It's okay in the day. I'm staying,
or at least trying to distract herself.
Tied up enough so I don't have to wonder where is he. That silent sense of content that everyone gets just disappears soon as the sun sets. He swims in my eyes by the bed, pour myself over him.
Wow.
Spilling it all.
This writing, holy frick, dude.
Bothers my heart. I'd rather be restless. Second I stop, the sleep catches up and I'm breathless. His face in my dreams.
Okay, camera died, but we are back. I had to take a little bit of a break. Thoughts on what track did we just finish? Wake Up Alone is what we just finished. Yeah, this track hit me like a truck. That's another one of those tracks where if I'm in the right mood, it would probably get me all teary-eyed. It just feels like she is still wanting him at this point. He's fierce in my dreams. She still is having memories of him and still kind of wanting to go back to that. So yeah, it's heartbreaking, and then it just this cold realization of at the end here, I wake up alone. All right, let's keep it going. Three more tracks.
If my man was fighting, but who you dying for? Be I would have died to, I'd have liked
Okay, so kind of a song of commitment to this guy, I guess. It didn't really do much for me. Feels a little bit short, a little bit underwhelming. Maybe one of the weaker tracks on the album, but not terrible. Let's keep going. Oh, these are like some Kanye drums. What the heck?
He can only hold her for so long. The lights are on, but no one's home. That's storm. So he tries to pacify her, but what's inside her never dies. She is played with urgency. Searching kisses, the man she misses. 'Cause what's inside her never dies.
Okay, at first I was a little bit conflicted about this track because I felt like maybe it was kind of steering away from the narrative that we were building, and it really didn't feel like it fit at first conceptually, but now it's kind of making sense. She's in this relationship now, and all she can really do is think about the guy she was with before. Even though maybe it's been a long time by now, this guy is still taking up a huge part in her mind. And I think the sound, I was like, why is it so happy? Why is it so upbeat? Why is it so joyful? But I feel like maybe that's representing kind of what she feels like she's supposed to be feeling in this new relationship, but she just can't quite get herself there because this other guy is still present in her mind, and maybe she's deep down, she still wants to be with this guy, the previous guy. So yeah, I think it actually works. I feel like it's maybe not one of the more mind-blowing tracks or one of the more lyrically stunning tracks, but I feel like it has its place and it works in the context of this album. Let's see how it finishes things off here with Addicted.
Tell your boyfriend next time he around to buy his own weed and don't wear my shit down. So I can get mine and you get yours. I'll take him at the door, make sure he got green. I'm tighter than airport security team. So I can get mine and you get yours. Don't make no difference if I end up alone. I'd rather have myself a smoke my homegrown. Hey, I can get mine and you get yours.
That is a strange example of how someone's death can affect how we listen to and how we view their music, because I feel like at the core of this track when it was made, it's not really as dark as it seems now. Like obviously if you're relying on drugs and specifically weed here to cope with your breakup or to kind of distract you from it, maybe that's not the best idea. But at the same time, like, it's not the weed isn't the worst thing out there. People smoke it and they don't have huge health effects. It doesn't have huge effects on their lives. I mean, obviously that's not true for everybody, but it's not the worst thing you can do. It's not the worst crutch you can fall on. So I feel like if I placed myself back in that time, it almost has almost like an empowering feel to it, where she doesn't need this guy anymore. She can live on her own. She can smoke her weed. She can do whatever she wants. And I feel like people could just replace weed with whatever it is they fall back on. But then you take into context her death, and if it is to do with addiction, again, Genius said it was drug addiction, whether it was through alcohol, whether it was through other drugs. Putting it in that context and knowing that makes this a lot darker and makes it hit a lot harder. Yeah, I'm a little bit conflicted on how to feel about it right now, but I feel like it does make sense as an album closer. It does kind of tie things together and wrap everything up in a coherent way. I feel like this album got a little bit underwhelming towards the end there with the last 3 tracks. I just feel like it didn't really have the emotional depth that some of those tracks in the middle had. But who knows, maybe those will grow on me with more listens. Overall, this thing was great. I love her voice. I love the rasp. I love the grit to her voice. Obviously, she is taking influence from a lot of classic soul vocalists and artists. Some of the production I didn't love, like specifically the first track. But for the most part, the production was pretty great. Very bombastic feeling. It is obviously soulful, but it has that grit, like I said, and a lot of the snares and a lot of the kicks and drums are very punchy, which puts an interesting twist on this classic genre. It's a tight concept album here. It doesn't really feel like there's any wasted space. Maybe there is a little bit towards the end, but pretty tight. Not much in terms of bloat or unnecessary tracks or moments. Writing was pretty great throughout. Like I said, it has a little bit of edginess to it that makes it stick out. Overall, enjoyed this. I don't think it was perfect, but definitely a important record. I feel like I want to kind of dive into her other music as well as just like kind of, because I know there's a lot of stuff with her in the media and just like how the media portrayed her, and maybe that led to a lot of her substance abuse and stuff like that. So I definitely want to look into that. I will have a list coming out soon. It's just going to be, I'm going to do top 50 albums, and then I'm probably going to do top 10 or top 20 worst albums as well. So those will both be coming out in this month before the new year. And then in the new year 2024, hopefully I'm on Christmas break right now, so I'm going to try and pre-record a bunch of album reactions and then have those kind of interspersed throughout the beginning of the new year. So I should be back to more consistent album reactions. So get hyped for that. Stay tuned for those. And leave a like if you guys enjoyed this. Go subscribe. Go join the Patreon again if you want to see this uncut. I don't know why I just stuttered on again. But yeah, leave a like, subscribe, Patreon. You know the deal. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.